Hey guys, it's Bernat. In this video we are going to break down and analyze the fight against Conor Benn and Regis Prograis from a betting side of view, from a betting standpoint, betting angle. So first we will break down the fight technically, and then we will go deeply to analyze like the odds, which are the best betting angles and which I think that are odds with some value if it's the case. Although I have to be like going to the point and being direct with you, I didn't like this fight that much from for the bets. I don't see that much value in the odds, but we are going to do it anyway. For instance, I see more value in the odds for Tyson Fury fight. But having said that, let's go. We have Conor Benn at minus 300. If you are following the decimal odds, that would be 1.08, and Regis Prograis at plus 940. If you are following the European system, that would be like 10.40 in favor of Prograis. A little bit of context of this fight. This is the co-main event and from the betting point of view, the first question is whether Benn should really be this big of a favorite. Give me a second, let me close this. Benn comes in younger, naturally bigger size and with momentum after Eubank Jr. win in the same stadium. Prograis is the more experienced pure boxer at world level, but he's 37 now. And moving up against the stronger man at this weight. So this fight is really youth, size and pressure from Benn against timing, experience and southpaw craft from Prograis. The market clearly believes Benn's physical advantage will be too much for Prograis. Now let's analyze Conor Benn deeply. He's younger, fresher, naturally bigger at this weight, and clearly the stronger physical athlete in the matchup. He has real power, especially if he can get close and start working hooks and right hands. He has also momentum and confidence after the biggest commercial stretch of his career, where he signed with Zuffa Boxing. The concern is that technically he's still not the cleaner boxer, and against a smart southpaw, he can get wild and overreach. Key insight: Benn's path is pressure, physicality and pace. If he can force exchanges early, his size and power should matter a lot. Let's go into Regis Prograis. He's a more experienced and technician boxer. He has the southpaw style, timing and ring IQ to make Benn uncomfortable. He's good at catching opponents in transition, especially when they rush in too hard. He can make the fight awkward and force Benn to reset if Benn gets too aggressive. The problem is age, size and the fact that this is a higher weight against the younger, naturally bigger men. Key insight: Prograis only really becomes dangerous if he can slow the fight down, make it technical and punish Benn for being too reckless. So my technical conclusion here is that technically Prograis is the more polished boxer, but physically this looks like Benn's fight. If Benn controls the tempo and makes it a hard physical fight, he should win. If Prograis makes it ugly and technical, he can at least make Benn work much harder than the line suggests. Now let's go deeply into the odds analysis. Benn at minus 1,300 is not a very big price. Straight away, this does not feel like a clean moneyline betting spot because it's too low. Prograis is plus 940, which is 1014 decimal. And while I do not think he is the likely winner, that is obviously a huge, very huge underdog number. Benn by KO, TKO, or DQ at minus 290, which is 1.34 in decimal. That fits his most likely winning path better than the money line. I think that this is the more likely scenario to happen, but at 1.34 minus 290, I still don't like this odd that much. Benn by decision is plus 290, and that becomes interesting if you think Prograis survives with experience but still loses clearly. And I like, to be honest, I like this angle, I like this line, Benn by decision, but I still feel like there is like a risk involved. Fight does not go to distance at minus 340, which is 1.29 in decimal. Here the market strongly expects, here we have it, will the fight go to distance? Okay, so fight does not go to distance is minus 340. The market strongly expects Benn pressure and damage to be a major factor. My preferred betting angle, as I said, is Benn by knockout, TKO or DQ, because if Benn really looks like the bigger, fresher and stronger man, that is the most natural path. But I think the odd is low and has no value. Some extra betting notes. Benn rounds 1 to 5 at plus 105. Makes sense if you think Prograis is too old and too small to handle the early pressure. And Benn rounds 6 to 10 at plus 260 is more interesting if you think Prograis experience helps him survive early before the size difference starts to break him down. On the Prograis side, the money line at plus 940 is already so high that if you want the dog, you probably do not need to force the method. You can just bet onto the money line if you like Prograis or you think that Prograis has chances and you find like value in the odd, which obviously it has some chance and have some value, but you should be betting a very small stake if you believe in Prograis. So final red, Benn should win this fight, but the money line is too wide for me. My favorite angle is Benn by knockout at minus 290. If you want a more selective plus money angle, Benn round 6 to 10 at plus 260 is interesting. If you want the underdog, Prograis, you have the money line. The number is already huge. So let's see what happens. This is probably a fight to combine the money line with other fights and do a 2 legs parlay from boxing this weekend. Or if you are very clear in some angle, then you can go for that prop. So this is it. We will continue making these videos. Subscribe to the channel. Let me know anything in the comments. Let me know if you want more fights and more breakdowns every week and every weekend. I'm going step by step, but of course I can analyze more fights if that start to make sense. See you in the next videos. Take care.